Under the quiet moon, where the wind carries whispers of forgotten lands, welcome to Echoes of the East tonight. Let an ancient tale guide your heart and calm your mind. Far in the highlands of Sumatra, where mountains rest like sleeping giants and the air is cool with the scent of pine, there lies a lake unlike any other, vast, deep, and shimmering with secrets. Lake Toba has watched centuries unfold in silence, yet its story is not one of stillness. It is a story born from fire, from love, and from a promise that could not be broken. Long ago, before the waters claimed the valley, there was no lake, only hills, forests, and rivers that ran freely. And in that land lived a humble fisherman. He was known simply as Toba, a man of few words and a life marked by simplicity. Each day, he would rise before the sun, take his bamboo fishing rod, and walk toward the river that cut across the valley. Toba lived alone. No family, no children. No one waiting at his small wooden hut at the edge of the rice fields. But he carried no bitterness. The river was his companion, the mountains his guardians, and the quiet song of birds his comfort. One morning, when the sky was painted in hues of gold and the river shimmered beneath the dawn, Toba cast his line as he always did. Hours passed, but the water was still. Not a single fish tugged at his rod. Just as he was about to leave, the bamboo bent sharply. His hands tightened, his heart raced. It was no ordinary catch. He pulled with all his strength, and from the depths of the river emerged a fish unlike any he had ever seen. Its scales shone like molten gold. Its eyes gleamed with an almost human sorrow. Toba was mesmerized. Never before had such beauty graced his nets. He brought the fish home, placing it gently in a clay pot filled with water. But before he could prepare a meal, something strange happened. The fish shimmered, its golden glow filling the hut. Toba shielded his eyes, and when the light faded, the fish was no longer there. In its place stood a woman. Her hair flowed like black silk. Her skin was radiant, her eyes deep as the night sky. She looked at Toba with a gentle smile, though a shadow of sadness lingered within her. "Do not be afraid," she said softly. "I am not of your world. I was cursed to live as a fish, but you have freed me." Toba could hardly speak. His heart pounded as he tried to understand what stood before him. The woman continued, her voice like flowing water. "My name is Putri. I cannot return to where I came from. But if you wish, I will stay here, by your side. Together, we can build a life. Yet there is one condition." Her gaze grew firm, her words deliberate. "You must never tell anyone that I was once a fish. If you break this promise, our happiness will vanish, and fate itself will punish us." Toba, still overwhelmed, nodded eagerly. "I promise." And so I will never speak of it. Their life together began. Days turned into months, months into years. Toba and Putri lived in quiet joy, tending their land, sharing laughter in their small hut, and walking together beneath the whispering trees. Soon, their home was blessed with the laughter of a child, a boy with curious eyes and boundless energy. His name was Samasir. He was bright, mischievous, and full of life. Wherever he went, joy followed. But with that joy also came trouble, for he was restless and stubborn, never content to sit still. Still, Toba and Putri loved him dearly. He was the light of their home, the bridge that tied their hearts together. But as Samasir grew, the fragile thread of Toba's promise would be tested, for beneath every smile and every moment of peace, the river still carried whispers, and the curse that bound Putri's fate had not been forgotten. The boy grew swiftly, strong as the mountain air and bright as the morning sun. He loved to wander near the riverside, skipping stones and chasing dragonflies. Yet, there was always a sense that he was not like the other children of the land. His eyes lingered longer on the flowing streams, and his laughter often echoed louder when the rains fell, as though the water itself spoke back to him. Villagers would whisper, "That boy is blessed by the river spirits." One day, after returning home from gathering firewood, the boy looked at his mother with curious eyes. "Mother," he asked, "where is my father? The children in the village speak of their fathers, but I have never met mine." His mother paused, her heart tightening with the memory of her promise. She had sworn never to reveal his origins, for such knowledge would awaken forces beyond her control. Yet the boy's persistence was like the river's current, gentle at first, but unstoppable. She told him to never ask such questions again. But the seed of curiosity had already been planted. The boy's heart longed to know the truth. As the years passed, he grew into a young mantle, strong and restless. He helped his mother tend the fields, yet whenever he gazed at the lake's horizon, he felt as though something deep within him called from beneath the water. Seasons changed, and storms visited the land. The young man worked tirelessly, yet his hunger for answers grew sharper. One evening, after an argument with his mother about his future, he shouted words that would shatter the fragile veil of silence. "Why must you keep secrets from me? Who am I really?" His voice cracked with frustration, and his mother's face paled. Tears welled in her eyes. She knew she could no longer hold the truth. Trembling, she revealed the secret. "Your father was not a man of this land. He came from the waters, a being of the river, bound by the ancient curse of nature. I broke the promise I made to him the day I told you to never ask. And now, the curse has awakened." The young man felt as if the earth itself shifted beneath him. He stumbled back, shaking his head, refusing to believe. But the truth could not be undone. As he stormed out into the night, thunder cracked, and rain began to fall heavier than ever before. The lake stirred, its waters restless, as though recognizing the broken vow. From that night forward, the land changed. The skies darkened, and the rains refused to cease. Streams overflowed, rushing through the fields and sweeping away homes. The villagers prayed, but the flood only grew worse. The young man, tormented by guilt and confusion, watched helplessly as the lake expanded, swallowing entire valleys. "Mother, what have I done?" he cried, but she only wept, holding him tightly. "This is the fate that was bound to us," she whispered. "When a promise to the spirits is broken, the land must pay." Mountains trembled as rivers burst from their banks. The villagers fled to higher ground, but many were lost to the waters. The boy, now a man, felt the pull of the lake more strongly than ever. At night, he dreamed of voices beneath the waves calling his name, summoning him home. He began to wonder whether he truly belonged among the people of the land, or whether his destiny lay beneath the endless waters. As the floods raged, his mother grew weaker, burdened by sorrow and exhaustion. On her final night, she held her son's hand and spoke with her fading breath. "My child, forgive me. I loved you too much to keep you from the truth. But now you must accept who you are. The lake calls for you, and only you can calm its rage." Tears streamed down his face as he clutched her hand, but her eyes slowly closed, and she was gone. The grief tore through him like the storm itself. Alone, with nothing left but the echo of her words, he stood at the edge of the swelling waters. The lake roared as if alive, waves thrashing against the shore. The young man stepped forward, and the water embraced him. He walked deeper, deeper still, until the surface swallowed him whole. Some say he returned to his father's realm, bound forever to the spirits of the deep. Others believe he became one with the lake itself, his soul woven into its eternal tides. And so, the waters settled at last. Where once there had been valleys and villages, now there stretched a vast, endless lake, its surface glimmering like a mirror beneath the moonlight. The people who survived named it Lake Toba, a reminder of the promise broken and the sacrifice made. Legends say that when the moon is full and the night is silent, you can hear whispers rising from the lake. Some say it is the voice of the young man, calling out across the waters. Others say it is the lament of his mother, mourning her lost son. Whatever the truth, the story endures, carried on the wind, reminding all who listen of the delicate bond between humans and the unseen world of spirits. So, dear listener, when you gaze upon the waters of Lake Toba, remember this tale. It is not only a story of love and loss, but also of promises, curses, and the eternal flow of nature. The lake remains vast and unending, a mirror of the sky and a keeper of secrets too ancient to be forgotten.